Hello, hello, hello. This is This Space. I am Alex, the Devil's Advocate. You're watching Devil's Advocate Productions here on This Space. Share it, like it, comment, get in the chat, watch live Monday through Thursdays. This Space is live. We're going to be the very first 24-hour leftist news network. Don't you worry about it. We got Mr. Poon there in donut mode on the bed. What's going on, folks? How are you? And forgive me to start right out the gate. I got some heavy shit to talk about first. I saw this video from what is his name, dude? Jamel Bowie. And I need to share it with you. It's vital. And I put it on 1.5 speed. We're gonna get to the meat of it because it's gonna lead into some fun stuff. I promise you. I always start with vegetables and then we get to the meat. Okay, let me play this for you.
A headline about the president's attempts to basically destroy U.S. science research in American universities. This is part of several things happening at once. One over at OMB, the Office of Management and Budget, where OMB Chief Russell Vogt is attempting to make himself the sole veto point for all science grants. And then also they went to cut research funding for basic science and redirect it to AI, which sounds stupid to me because it is. The effect of this would be to destroy American research universities, which are heavily reliant on federal funds. So that's one thing. The other thing is that Donald Trump is once again saying that he'll run for a third term. He said he wants to be president again, and he's been talking about a third term.
All these buildings, plants, factories that we're talking about start opening up. All I know is I'd like to be the next president. But just like my presidency, the second time is always better. It's always better. And the third time will be better yet. I'm only kidding.
Now, these things don't seem related, but they are related. When you look at the elite conversations of the problems in, say, higher education and American politics, you get a focus on polarization amongst people. We're all so polarized, and that's why we can't come together and do things, and the sense that universities are out of touch. I think this is very persuasive.
Now, he goes into a little bit of why universities are out of touch and the problems with higher education and the elites and the academics. That's its own separate issue, as he explains. What he also points out, and I think is very revealing, is that liberals agreeing with this, going, yeah, we are out of touch. Yeah, it is a little academic, is kind of patting yourselves on the back for being smart. It's the Rachel Maddow. It's the Rhodes Scholar. It's the, yeah, I guess we need a Graham Plattner who can speak to the masses, the dumb, unwashed, uneducated masses, because we are too smart. We just don't know how to relate anymore. And so he brings that into a nice little bow. So I encourage y'all to watch this. Love these videos he's been putting out, but I want to skip a little bit further ahead to the crux of why they're coming after higher education. Why are they getting rid of the sciences and going to make it so America has to import our scientists instead of creating them here? It's because they don't like higher education, and I'll let him explain why.
They don't like higher education. They don't like the idea of a broadly educated citizenry. It's actually part and parcel of the same thing. They are opposed to science research. They are opposed to broad education in the humanities. They're opposed to anything that might inculcate in people a sense that they are equal to those of presumably higher status, equal to the wealthy, equal to the powerful. They don't like those things. It's a hierarchical political movement. They want people to stay in their place. And one thing education does is it tells you that your place is wherever you want it to be, and that no one has the right to put you in a place. Democracy is built on the idea of equality among peoples, political equality. We all count equally, ostensibly. Our votes count equally, our say counts equally. That's the ideal form. And much of the struggles of American democracy has been trying to make that ideal a reality. But yes, a starkly hierarchical political movement dedicated to preserving stark hierarchies of race, of gender, and wealth is not going to be happy with political systems that are egalitarian in their ideal form, nor will they be happy with mass public education, especially mass higher education. And I really think it's time to recognize that part of what's happening here, a big part of what's happening here, is not that there are misunderstandings. It's not that we're talking past each other. It's that we are opponents. It's that we are opposed to each other on key values. That isn't everyone who cast a ballot for a Republican, but certainly for Republican elites, conservative elites, the intellectual class, the billionaire class, the people funding these parties, guys like Elon Musk, Silicon Valley reactionaries who are all obsessed with neo-monarchist thought. Yes, when it comes
That's
to
another term that I had not heard before, and I'm going to be using a lot more. So I want y'all to know where I got it from. Neo-monarchists. That's what they are. They want their own cities, their own city-states. They want to be kings. They don't like progress. They don't like democracy. They're anti-democracy. He talks about that. The Heritage Foundation, Peter Thiel, these motherfucking the dude who's in charge of OpenAI, the guy who's in charge of Flock cameras. They don't believe in democracy. They don't care about democracy. And neither do the CEOs and the capitalists who are like, well, it looks like everyone's lining up behind Trump, and I guess Trump would probably get me more money, so we're going to line up behind him. We don't give a fuck about America. We don't give a fuck about what we were taught in school, what we promised people, what any of that. We want money, the end. And we're going to line up behind candidates who we think are going to get us the most money.
those people, they're our enemies. we are opposed to them.
And welcome, folks in the chat. Hello, Cerulean. Hello, Moonchild. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Ken. Welcome to this space where we are learning and educating ourselves every day, Monday through Thursdays.
We're not talking past each other. There's no common ground we can find. I'm very fond of Abraham Lincoln's House Divided speech, in large part because it is so much more hard-nosed than how I think we remember it in the present. Today, we think of the House Divided speech as being about how we all have to come together. But that's not what Lincoln was saying. A house divided will not stand. The nation cannot be half slave and half free. It will either become all of one thing or all of the other. Lincoln would say, we can't compromise.
Yeah. So, again, I encourage you all to watch this full video. But that's kind of the point I wanted to begin the show with. And definitely make this a whole clip. This whole section. Okay. A house divided cannot stand. We are divided. We found out in 2016 that a good chunk of this country, elites, of course, to make money, like I just said, but also a good portion of our neighbors are okay with voting for someone who said all Mexicans are rapists and thieves, who said we need to pause Muslims coming into the country from these shithole countries, disparaged troops, disparaged. Who hasn't he disparaged? Women, gay people, black people, like everybody. We are divided and we cannot stand that. It is not because we need to reach out and fit. It's not, you know, I've been watching a lot of FD Signifier talking about BreadTube and like the original inspiration of lefties making videos on YouTube to reach out to people who might be sucked into the alt-right and go, hey, there's a way out. There's a different way to go. And I think that's valid. It's always good to do outreach. But I think overemphasizing that is how we get to the Grand Platiners, is going, you know what? We need Joe Rogan to come back. No, we don't. We can win in spite of Joe Rogan. We can win in spite of Elon Musk. We can win past them. And the people who they dupe will benefit. They might be kicking and screaming and going, I don't want this fucking socialism. I don't want this fucking, until they don't have to pay for the doctor anymore. And then they'll quiet down. And it's not gonna matter. Their voices aren't gonna matter. Because they'll shut the fuck up, most people. Again, the terror of socialism and communism is gone. If you wanted to use this as a scare tactic, right-wing and centrists, you should have kept it up. You should have kept it up for the last 40 years, but you didn't. It's important to label our enemies. And it's important to recognize rhetoric. I want to play for you this. This is a World War II PSA. You may have seen this before. I don't care. I'm playing some of it anyway.
Now, friends, I'm just an average American. But I'm an American. And some of the things
And what is this stream? It's not a Mormon thing, though I love Book of Mormon because I love South Park. This is a leftist working class stream exemplified by the fact that I am still technically working. So let me cut this thing while I play this video for y'all. This is an important video because it's the rhetoric. It's the ideology that we fundamentally disagree with. It is not, hey, we can find common ground like David Pakman, and we're going to get to Pakman later. But this is a fundamental difference in ideologies.
Things I see in this country of ours make my blood boil. I see Negroes holding jobs that belong to me and you. Now I ask you, if we allow this thing to go on, what's going to become of us real Americans?
I've heard this kind of talk before, but I never expected to hear it in America.
This fellow seems to know what he's talking about.
What are we real Americans going to do about it? You'll find it right here in this little pamphlet. The truth about Negroes and foreigners.
I like how the guy's like, guy seems to know what he's talking about. I'm interested. I'm not turned off yet, despite how raging and psychotic this guy looks. And again, I might think he looks psychotic. I might have thought they looked psychotic the entire time that I've ever seen clips of Donald Trump or Steve Bannon or any of these lunatics, Bill O'Reilly, Rush Limbaugh. But there's a good portion of America, good portion of the people on this planet who hear that kind of shit, who hear this kind of shit, and are like, tell me more. Tell me more. This sounds reasonable.
The truth about the Catholic Church.
Do you believe in that kind of talk?
I don't know, makes pretty good sense to me.
I'm speaking to you as an American. And I tell you, friends, we'll never be able to call this country our own until it's a country without. Without what? Yeah, without what? Without Negroes. Without alien foreigners. Without Catholics. Without Freemasons. You know these people.
What's wrong with the Masons? I'm a Mason. Hey, that fellow's talking about me.
And that makes a difference, doesn't it?
I mean, there it is. There's the crux. Uh-oh. You know, the famous poem goes, first they came for them, and I did not speak out because I wasn't one of them. And then when they came for me, there was no one left to speak for.
These are your enemies. These are the people who are trying to take over our country. Now you know them. You know what they stand for. And it's up to you and me to fight them.
Before he said Masons, you were ready to agree with him.
Well, yes, but he was talking about, what about those other people?
But in this country, we have no other people. We are American people, all of us.
What about you? You aren't American, are you?
I was born in Hungary, but now I am an American citizen. And I have seen what this kind of talk can do. I saw it in Berlin.
What were you doing there?
I was a professor at the university. I heard the same words we have heard today. But I was a fool then. I thought Nazis were crazy people, stupid fanatics. But unfortunately, it was not so. You see, they knew that they were not strong enough to conquer a unified country. So they split Germany into small groups. They used prejudice as a practical weapon to cripple the nation. Of course, that was not easy to do. They had to work hard to do it. You see, we human beings are not born with prejudices. Always they are made for us. Made by someone who wants something. Remember that when you hear this kind of talk. Somebody is going to get something out of it. And it isn't going to be you.
God damn right. Someone's going to get something out of it, and it ain't going to be you. Blaming immigrants and poor people is America's pastime. That's true. This is World War II propaganda, and part of that propaganda is making it seem as if this is some kind of new thing, and that's only because, like, the Nazis are here, right? Now, this particular video is interesting because they do mention black folk, which I'm surprised by. I didn't remember. When I pulled this up, I did it to check. I'm surprised they even mention black people at all. They don't mention indigenous people, but that's, you know, whatever. It's the, but again, they don't mention the indigenous because that would force the viewer to like, wait a minute, we did the same thing. Columbus, you know, the founding of this nation isn't exactly unifying for all the people who were here. But it's serviceable. It's serviceable as it could be anybody. It could be anybody using this kind of rhetoric. It's not someone from Germany. It's not someone of. It's just a white American man, a white American man, going, "Hey, it's the immigrants who are hurting you. It's not your boss. It's not the motherfuckers who own the factory. It's not the motherfuckers who are. Why do they get paid $1 million a year and I get paid 20 grand, whatever it is? What's the difference in labor? What are you doing harder than me?" Right? It benefits someone to divide people into groups, to make them fight amongst each other, and then they'll restructure law around you. And by the time you look up, dude, the people who voted for Trump, the hell, even the people who have money who voted for Trump, who encouraged people to vote for Trump, like the comedians, Joe Rogan, Andrew Schultz, Theo Vaughn, whatever. You guys are going to either stay in line or you're going to join the motherfuckers in the gulag because you can't be trusted. Or we're going to take your platform away from you. Theo Vaughn starts getting out of line. Guess what? There's no more Theo Vaughn show because he's not allowed on Spotify. He's not allowed on Tidal. He's not allowed on Apple Podcasts because Trump pressures them to take him off. Don't let him broadcast. They'll just stop it. And there's no one more who exemplifies that, I think, than the son of this man. This man is Errol Musk, the father of Elon Musk. And this is an interview he gave recently. He pops out at every now and then. He's still alive. I thought this was Al Pacino when I first saw it for a second. But here he is talking about apartheid South Africa. And again, you might think apartheid, oh, everyone knows what that is. Everyone knows it was unjust. Everyone knows that they did the right thing, integrating, making it more equal. But some people disagree. Some people have always disagreed, and they're still alive. Just like some people have always disagreed with the civil rights movement, and they're still alive. Or Nixon resigning and saying, when the president does it, it's not illegal. Some people agreed with that. They didn't find it egregious. Did he marry his stepdaughter? I don't know. Good question, Chuck, and it is good to have you back. But let's see what he says about apartheid. I've never seen someone defend apartheid. So this was interesting to me.
As far as oppressing the blacks were concerned, that's not true. Every black had work. Blacks had owned their homelands, and we were not allowed to buy land in their homelands. And white people, had more or less the worst land.
Errol, that's just completely incorrect.
No.
The homelands were 14% of the total land of South Africa. The vast majority of the land, 86%, was black people were forbidden from buying land, or which was traditionally their land there. This is just the basic understanding of what apartheid was.
As an English-speaking South African, I had absolutely no say in the government. The government is run by the Afrikaans group.
But you could vote. But you could vote.
Well, you could vote, but the voting was hopeless. We had elections which we only lost because the numbers were too small for our side.
But black people were not allowed to vote. They were completely excluded from the election process. I want to come back to some of the things that you have said in other interviews where you've compared Tommy Robinson to Mandela. Specifically, do you agree with that comparison? Do you think that Tommy Robinson is like Mandela?
Well, yes,
This is interesting to me. Because you go, okay, Nelson Mandela was the enemy of apartheid, right? So if you're supportive of apartheid, he's your fucking enemy. He's the villain. But because they know that he's seen as a hero, just like here, people who are against civil rights know that MLK and Malcolm X are seen as heroes. And even Malcolm X, they still are like, well, he's a villain. MLK will give you one, but Malcolm X, he's a bad guy. They have to venerate them. They have to agree with the premise that they're a hero, begrudgingly angrily. Sometimes you'll get a Charlie Kirk or a Steven Crowder or whatever, who are like, they're pundits, so they can push it further than someone who's actually trying to change policy or whatever. But like, they still go with the premise of like, well, he's actually not that great a hero or whatever it is. Here, watch him connect Nelson Mandela to Tommy Robinson, who, if you don't know, is a wannabe terrorist in the UK, white right-wing bigot, xenophobic piece of shit.
Mandela, killed many people with the things that him and his group did. Women
When
and
did
children.
Mandela kill women and children?
Well, before 1963, they planted various bombs around the country. I don't want to get into that. And so
No,
he
I mean,
was sentenced to death.
but I think it's quite important to get into it, because you say that he was guilty of killing women and children, but he was never charged with that. He was charged with
Yes,
something
he
else.
was.
He was charged with he was charged with sabotage and conspiracy to plan guerrilla warfare against military targets. He was never charged with killing women and children.
Found guilty of. No,
He wasn't found guilty. He wasn't found guilty.
People.
He admitted to. He pleaded guilty to the act of sabotage and to organizing guerrilla warfare. And so there wasn't even. I mean, he actually pleaded guilty. He didn't take the non-guilty plea.
Well, I was there, so.
I mean, you may be there, but this is what the court records say. This is what is.
Again, this is a competent journalist talking to a shyster, a con man, a fucking criminal, a fucking piece of shit, a fucking racist bigot, who gave birth to another racist bigot, who, for some reason, I have to imagine that it's because like there's investors and the investors are getting worried and the investors are like, yo, we need you to like do some damage control kind of interview or something. That's my guess of why Elon Musk chose to be interviewed by the editor-in-chief of The Economist. But look, Errol Musk, not smart, pretty showing his ass there of like how much he doesn't know. He's relying on, well, I'm older than you and I was there, so I know that Mandela was charged with these crimes. And it's like, well, he was charged by a prejudiced judicial system, and here's what he pled to, and here's what the actual court found him guilty of. Still comes off more articulate, more intellectual, more of like a savvy debater, I guess, than this dumb fuck who came out of his balls. Check this shit out. I got a couple clips and we're going to go through them and laugh. But I wanted that context of fascism and of this country actively getting rid of the kind of jobs that would make people be able to compete with Elon. They don't want any more people coming up with apps that make them multimillionaires, because maybe that multimillionaire will disagree and won't want to go along with a fascist ideology. They want to cut that off at the knees. They are literally trying to murder the American dream right now. What's going on, WW? How you doing? Nelson Mandela was a democratic socialist who was classified as a terrorist during the struggle against, of course, he was classified as a terrorist. Exactly. But here's Elon talking to, again, the head of the Economist paper. So not exactly a socialist woman or like the most woke person ever, but just someone who doesn't agree with him.
Nonsense.
Elon, you have, what is it, close to 250 million followers on X.
Yeah, because
you say things like,
popular guy.
Quote, civil war in Britain.
Popular guy. I'm a popular guy. Not I own the he bought the platform. He can put it in the code that every account automatically follows him. You're not a popular guy, you're a cunt and people hate you. Just like Trump has a lot of followers because Trump was like the president. You know, you have as much power as a president, as he wants to be a king. What is it? Neo-monarchist.
Is inevitable. Just a question
on the current
of when.
trend, yes.
I mean, when were you last in the UK?
A few years ago.
Exactly. So I live there. I'm there the whole time. That is nonsense.
You live a cloistered existence.
No, I don't actually. And the numbers also disprove what you say.
What numbers?
All the numbers about crime. London is a much safer city than any city.
Well, the difference, Chuck, is that Tom, I think, created MySpace. Elon did not create Twitter. He didn't create any fucking company that he owns. He just bought them. Because his daddy owned an emerald mine. Do you think Errol Musk is digging for emeralds? No, he bought the people who dig for the emeralds.
In the United States. Violent crime.
And again, this techno-futurist, no, not techno-futurist, sorry. Neo-monarchist, techno-monarchist ideology is across borders. These are the globalists. These are the people who don't believe in borders. They believe the only border is between my state and Peter Thiel's state and Sam Altman's state and fucking J.D. Vance's state and Tucker Carlson's state. That's their ideology. They are the globalists. They are the fucking fascists. They are coming for your children because they want your children either for their sexual pleasures or to fight in their wars. And that's why I say all that to preface why he's in the UK. They want this international fascist movement that they have been building. Speaking of Hungary, they have been building Hungary because of that propaganda video. Viktor Orban's rise to power is Project 2025. They're trying to do that here in the United States. That's the goal. That's the plan. They gave it to us. They let us know because they knew the Democrats were so fucking ineffectual because they own the Democrats too. They go, well, we own both parties. So we'll just empower this one and this one will fade away and shrink because they're still beholden to us. But here comes DSA. Here comes the progressives going, actually, we represent the people. You know, the motherfuckers are trying to lord over and we don't agree, motherfucker. We don't fucking agree. So now they're panicking and they're having to do these interviews. We talk about Jay-Z last couple weeks. Talk about Bezos a couple weeks before that. Giving these interviews, trying to justify their own existence. He's talking about violent crime in the UK. And she's like, I'm here. It's not happening. You haven't been here in 3 years. You don't give a fuck. You're just trying to build this like international fascist union. And it's not going to work, motherfucker. The Green Party apparently in the UK is doing real well. My Left Eye UK, I hope we can get them to maybe be a correspondent because I would love to find out what's going on there.
In the United States. Violent crime in the UK is not where you think it is. In fact, it's coming down. You have painted, and because you have so many followers, so many Americans believe it, a kind of view that Europe and the UK are kind of, overrun with terrifying Muslim immigrants. There's rape on every corner. There's a sort of civilizational destruction.
I haven't said any of those things. If you have a large and rapidly growing group of people whose beliefs are antithetical to Western beliefs, at some point there will be a reckoning. That they will.
But they're not antithetical. And who's deciding Western beliefs? Him, of course. I don't like them, therefore we should get rid of them all. This is why he cut USAID. He knew he was going to kill millions of children, allegedly. He allegedly knew it did kill millions of children across the world. But those are children that he doesn't care about because they're brown, because he's a racist bigot. He believes in genetic superiority. He's a fucking chud.
Try to implement their views, and those who oppose it will oppose it, and that's what you call civil war. And obviously, this is the trend. And
now, Western values, actual Western values, is democracy. And people who are antithetical to that are people like Elon Musk. And what did Jamal Bowie say that? This is not a misunderstanding. This is not a we can reconcile our differences and come to a middle ground. This is we must defeat this ideology. We must defeat these villains before they can enact their ideology. Ideology is just something you think about. You can change your ideology any day you want. But when you act on that, then it becomes real. Then it becomes violence. And he's calling for violence. That's what he's doing. They all do it. Him, libs of TikTok, fucking Matt Walsh, Stephen Miller. They implicitly call for violence. But now that Stephen Miller's in the government, J.D. Vance is in the government, Tom Homan's in the government, they can actually just enact that violence. They're still trying to like not show all the way because they're still scared of like, you know, the people could really fuck us up if they decide to. That's why they're going to pull back on traffic stops for ICE because they don't want more videos like that coming out of white people getting shot, white people standing up, grandpas getting pushed around. Same thing with defund the police in 2020. As soon as the white people started showing up to those protests and getting shoved around by the cops, grandpas, it's like, oh shit, yeah, the cops are violent. They did it. Biden did a really good job of quieting that shit down. But it's loud again because Trump's there, and there's no reconciling with this. These villains must be defeated. These villains must be fucking defeated, bro. It's why Superman exists. To fight fascists.
You absolutely do live in a cloistered existence. And if you'd like, we can go on a tour of Britain.
Sure. I'd be very happy to come on a tour of Britain.
And you will see
you
for
come
yourself.
See my country that I live in all the time, and you haven't been to a few years ago.
I've been there literally 100 times.
But when was the last time?
Literally a few years ago.
You know why this exercises me? Because you have really shaped opinion about the UK, and so many Americans I come across and I have conversations with, and I just had one the other day along the order of, oh, London's such a dangerous place. How can you know? There are sort of grooming gangs everywhere. There's violence everywhere. This is a picture that people get from things that you post or that are posted on X. And for example, you're posting for, what was it, 48 hours of Citizen Vigilante, that film, which, paints a dystopian. I've watched it.
Yes.
It was not fun. I watched it yesterday. It's not a very good movie, but it also paints a dystopian picture of Europe, and it glorifies vigilante violence. It glorifies the murdering of a Muslim immigrant family,
which is super weird.
I honestly think that it is irresponsible for you to put that up on X.
I think that it's a movie, and it's worth watching.
Again, he's trying to be trolly. He's trying to I just think it's a movie and it's worth watching. I don't know. First of all, Yul Boll made this movie, House of the Dead, which is based on a video game. Watch it. I encourage you to watch it just to see the quality of this motherfucker's filmmaking. Okay? He sucks. But it's weird that Elon would advocate for a movie. Again, he's advocating for a movie. He's advocating for the actual actions taken in the movie, right? And it's vigilante violence against Muslim people, against brown people, because he's a bigot. However, advocating for vigilante violence is weird considering vigilantes, they're not vigilantes, they were protesters, but what he called vigilantes were the ones who were like spray painting Tesla dealerships, who were protesting Tesla dealerships. Vigilantes, allegedly, like the guy whose name starts with an L, like on my hat, allegedly he's a vigilante, allegedly against a multi-billionaire, you might not want to encourage vigilante violence, dumbass. But again, he's an idiot. Fascists are idiots. So they will fucking they will encourage something or highlight something that will eventually come back and bite them in the ass. Hence, Fox News platforming DSA candidates and people all the time. Because, yeah, you're going to make them way more popular and recruitment go up. And you're going to fucking lose. And it's going to be great. So keep doing it. But, like, let's just continue to laugh at Elon here.
I mean, some people do loathe you.
Yes, some people do.
But do you understand why? Do you think what you're doing is helpful for Western democracy?
Maybe some people do loathe me. And that's probably true. I don't care. But the fact that, as you pointed out, 250 million people follow me is that I think a lot more people actually like me than don't.
He's focused on how many people follow him. What a fucking loser.
And I think a lot more people hate you and the media more than you realize. Do you realize the media is despised? Do you realize that journalists, the view of journalists is like, it's like a favorable view of journalists is like 15%.
I do know that in the United States.
So the shoe is on the other foot. They hate you. They hate you far more than they hate me.
I think there is certainly a loss of trust in journalism. I think in part there have been mistakes by journalists and journalism. I totally acknowledge that. But I also think that the kind of polarized environment, particularly on social media, fostered by the kinds of things you are pushing on X, actually helps this, makes it worse.
I don't think so. I think you're the problem, the media. And speaking of loathing, you're loathed far more than I am. And you don't seem to even realize that.
I think very few people know who I am relative to you, so I don't think I play in the same game.
The media collectively. So, I mean, you're hated.
No. I mean, the media is hated. I don't think they're more hated than you, Elon. Again, he's freaking the fuck out. He believes this shit that he says. I mean, look, dude, one of the first rules, what did Biggie say? The 10 crack commandments. Never get high on your own supply. Never get high on your own supply. That's what happened. That's what happened. He believes that he's popular. He believes he got 200. Believes he got all those followers organically, despite himself buying Twitter and knowingly making people follow him. He thinks he does that because he's popular. Because he's the coolest kid on the playground. So he can run to Elon Musk, daddy, and go, oh my God, daddy, look how many people loves me. No, dumbass. People are watching you because they're like, you have too much money. You're a trillionaire. When can we fucking find you? I mean, I think if you cross $1 billion, your location should be public information. I mean, hell, you can fucking track their planes. Just because every move you make impacts financial markets, which impacts everyday people. Who are the actual people who matter? We're all human beings. I'm a human being. He's a human being. But he's a human being who can single-handedly and has wiped out thousands of people on the planet just by going into a government agency and turning off funding by himself. I can't do that. There is an unequal balance of power here, and it's due to his cash, which is why no one should be able to be a billionaire. This is the problem. Musk's dad had sex with his own stepdaughter. I don't not believe it. Because there are eugenicists. They believe in a superior race. And if you believe in a superior race, you're eventually going to cross the line into insects. Because, like, what's more of a pure bloodline than my own blood? I'm watching House of the Dragon. They're doing all that kinds of that kind of shit. And this motherfucker thinks that's a historical document.
Zero died because
Well,
of
that's
Doge.
what I would take issue with. Because I think I actually have a lot of sympathy for the change of the aid regime that the US under the Trump administration has precipitated. However,
she's a fucking dumbass fuck too. I think there's a lot of good stuff because she's a head of the Economist. She's a capitalist. She also doesn't want fucking people to be taken care of by the government. She's a piece of shit too. But she's like, I'm slightly less of a piece of shit, and she's much smarter. She's like, dude, if you want to do this, do it slowly, gradually, over time. You don't do it all at once, because then you get people fucking, then I have to come here and push back on you, and she doesn't want to do that. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I think the pace and the suddenness with which it happened will almost certainly have caused unnecessary suffering and deaths. And I think both of those can be true.
I think that's totally false.
Okay. Well,
and obviously false because there are the amount of funding we're talking about is far less than what can be done than what can be supported via private via foundations like the Gates Foundation or Mackenzie Bezos's foundation. She's given away tens of billions of dollars. The Gates Foundation has tens of billions of dollars. They are capable of acting very quickly, and if they didn't,
so why? But why should it be up to the benevolence of the Gates Foundation? What if Gates shut down the foundation? What if Mackenzie Scott was like, I don't want to give away the money? And he also seems to have a specific disdain for Mackenzie Scott, who is Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, who decided to create a foundation to help the people, in my opinion, that she knows her husband is fucking hurting, her ex-husband. And his cadre, the Musks, the Epsteins, the Trumps.
I would say they're equally responsible.
I see. Okay.
Obviously.
All right. Fair point.
Zero people
I hear you loud and clear.
Zero.
Hear you loud and clear.
Obviously.
No, he's saying zero because he knows that's a legal problem. That's a legal problem that you're going to have to legally defend. And yeah, you have millions and millions of dollars for lawyers. Billions for lawyers. But if you're going up against the fucking government, that's going to be hard to, you can't outlast that. You can't outlast that. And he's scared. He's scared there's going to be a president AOC. This ideology is the enemy. It's vassals, enemy combatants. Here's another one. Apologies for his visage. I remember how Gates squirmed when he was questioned about Epstein. They're all in the same class. They're all together. Zero communists in the U.S. government, but Elon thinks there are thousands. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. They call anybody communist. That's why it doesn't fucking matter anymore. It doesn't work as a scare tactic. I apologize for showing you Stephen Miller, but here he is saying the same shit to Hannity.
They have 30.
Oh, let me turn it up for you. Now they're terrified of the DSA. And again, they're highlighting it so much on their show. Oh, God, everybody mobilize against this. It's recruiting, and it's working.
They have 35 DSA candidates running this midterm. 35.
Yes, and all the recent primaries that have been contested in the Democratic Party have been won by socialists and communists. And to your point, minus Fetterman, not a single leader in the Democrat Party has been willing to condemn the Democrat Socialists of America, again, who represent an ideology that in the last century killed tens of millions of people. You have prominent Democratic opinion makers, spokespeople who are praising Mao. These are people
trusting his Mao.
Who's praising Mao? Who's praising Mao? First of all, I don't know who Mao is. I know he's a leader of China, Mao Zedong. I don't know who he is or what he did. But like, there's no Democrat praising Mao. Who's that? You talking about Hassan Piker? He's a fucking Twitch streamer.
You don't have that suit at home?
I don't. Very popular.
Ew. Dude, they look so much creepier when they're smiling. This is how they should be responded to, by the way. This is an actor, Alan Richson. This is from the Breitbart account because they're very mad about it. Because he's on a show called Reacher. And the show Reacher is Walk into a town, there's a problem, fixes the problem by punching people through cars, through the fucking wall. And he's a big, strong, masculine man. And he's not supposed to go against their ideology. He's supposed to be the Ubermensch, their fucking thing that they worship and they want to suck his dick. But oops, he has a fucking heart. So here we go. This is how we respond to these fucking fascist fucks.
People, I think, are a little bit afraid of me because they're like, he's a loose cannon. And I'm not. I'm just saying the shit that everybody should say if they give a shit about humanity. Everybody else should feel like I feel.
The world is on fire.
Yeah, like, oh, mad about the way things are and the abuses that are happening. The Epstein files! The fucking Epstein files! God damn it! Where are they? It's a fucking law, bitch. Show it. You fucking pedophiles. I shouldn't say fuck because I'm a Christian and people are going to go like, how can he say fuck and he's a Christian? Because that is something that should make you want to say fuck. Yeah. You know, sorry, God, I'm sweating now. This is my fucking politics, dude. I would fucking railroad these fuckers. I would get those Epstein files out in 2 seconds. Yeah, dude. 2 seconds. Fucking move out of the way. Like, get out of there. I don't care what room they're in. Bitch, move. Like, give me the fucking manila envelope. I will get you the Epstein files. Sorry.
You got my vote. Whatever you want to run for, you got it.
Don't you want to see what's in there so that we can hold people accountable? These fucking rapists? We're just cool with it? That bitch has the keys to the nuclear. He's like all up into 13-year-olds. Like, dude, what? Go to jail. Go to jail. All right, what are we talking about?
All right. This is Who Should Have Podcasts. I don't know what show this is on. Happy, Sad, Confused with Josh Horowitz. Josh, get this man a fucking podcast. This is the Joe Rogan of the left. I don't fucking, in as much as, it's Hassan, but like, in as much as he's an actor, he has a fucking traditional media career. This is who they're terrified of. They're terrified of a big old Chad who actually believes in real masculinity. Real masculinity, Superman, folks, helping people, helping those who can't help themselves, standing up for the little guy. Standing up because it's the right thing to do. Standing up because there will be a day when they come for you and you want others to stand up for you. Superman was born that way. He was also raised by the Kents. Adopted family. Nature and nurture. He's too funny to be Rogan. I agree. But yeah, folks. Anyways, join DSA. Join DSA. Look, I know it's a long segment, 45 minutes, but I think that's a good segment. Solid segment on Elon Musk and the evil ideology and how to beat it, which is these things. This is how to beat it. Because you do all this, you do most of this, you do 30% of this. People are not going to have the energy to be like, I'm going to go to a Patriot Front march. Because they're going to be too satisfied. Too fucking satisfied. All right. All right. That was a good segment. Now, I could have rolled it into this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it separate. Fascist Watch, folks. We've been doing Fascist Watch every week. Every fucking week. And this week, there was the Correspondents' Dinner. And I'm not going to play any of Trump's shit for you. I'm sure you've seen it on other shows. But here's Stephen Miller. Gross ass, bald, lizard ass Stephen Miller. Chatting it up and laughing it up with Kristen Welker from NBC. She should be fired immediately. Now, NBC's not going to fire her. NBC knows this. NBC does this. They want access journalism instead of real journalism. Real journalism is you might not want to do an interview with me again because, my paper spurned you. My paper cost you money. My paper exposed the truth. But you know what? It doesn't matter. That's what the paper's there for, to expose the fucking truth that these cunts want to fucking hide from you. Like this. Now, this isn't the paper. This is the fucking tools that they gave us. Tools of oppression that we can use for liberation. Like this. This is in Wisconsin. The police just murdered someone. They're murdering people in the street. Now, again, that's not ICE. That's the police. And it doesn't matter that Stephen Miller is like directing ICE or whatever the fuck. I don't even know what he does. It's the police. It's the ideology that allows this kind of shit to happen. That's why, yes, we defund the police. Because you need police. You need... Look, the Black Panthers had... I don't know a lot of the history, okay? But I know they had an idea of community policing. You should live in the community that you're trying to protect and serve. You're also trying to protect and serve human beings and not capital interests. But that's, a different story. So, of course, police started in this country as slave catchers. We must reallocate police resources to community resources. That's the goal. That's how you get closer to abolishing the police. Wednesday afternoon, police murdered someone, surrounded a black man while he was on the ground. Again, slave catchers. Shooting him 3 times in the head at point blank range. Madison community is just mobilized at the site of the killing, demanding justice. No King's protests are one thing. This is the thing that needs to happen. Because it can't just be there's a shooting, there's a protest, there's outrage, then we all fucking go to sleep again. No King's protests, I believe, are an outlet, an op outlet, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Controlled opposition. It's the Democrats going, hey, we know you need some kind of outlet to like rage and be angry and like make your signs and get creative, go outside, touch grass a little bit. Here's an outlet. It's the No Kings protest. They'll be organized. You'll show up for 2 hours. You do your thing. You go home. We don't want 2020 anymore because that hurt capital. We need that. We need mass protests. We need them to be on edge. What happened in Minneapolis, what happened in Los Angeles when ICE showed up. We need that again. We need more disruptions. How many times have I seen fucking school board meetings disrupted? For people being like, I don't want woke in my schools. We need this shit disrupted.
I don't want to hear anything you've been saying. You're going to say the same thing you all say every time a black body gets shot down in this city. This is a corrupt city. That's right. Have no fear. The anti-Zionist is here. You understand me? You won't be able to talk today because I'm going to keep talking because I was born to talk my talk and walk my walk too. I told these young people back here on our way here that we have the power, not that badge, not that weapon. We have the power. The city of Madison is corrupt. From the DA to the what's the name of this? The Department of Independent Monitoring. We don't want any of that talk. You've given us this speech with "you'll deliver justice." Oh, we've seen the cameras. We've seen it was a knife in this young man's hand. We don't want to hear that today. We didn't want to hear it when they put their neck on George Floyd's neck. Their foot on George Floyd's neck, and we don't want to hear it today. What do you have to say about that? Oh, you don't get to talk, I said. Right. Go ahead. Enough is enough. I'll step aside. That's right. Give me this microphone then. Excuse me. That's right. My name is Carlos Dixon. I represent.
Hell fucking yeah. This is how you fucking disrupt shit. This is how you make a message get louder than any of the people in this room.
And APTAP, all power to all people, zero power to Zionists, zero power to capitalists, zero power to colonialism. What you are doing right now in this city is continuing the disgusting nature of colonialism, the disgusting nature of imperialism. Look up the definition of imperialism. It's all within the policies, which means when these police officers come down on the street and they decide that they want to take the life of another brown body, there is no oversight for that. That's imperialism, ladies and gentlemen. This man signed up to be an enforcer of imperialism. Is there anybody else want to say anything? Yeah. It doesn't matter what, okay, the people want to talk. 2 weeks ago, John. Come up here, the people want to talk. The people want to talk. Come up here. This is our press conference. And I put my lips all over this microphone. Power to the people.
I fucking love that. And again, I hate why. Because of fucking dumb fucks like this.
And in June, we had the highest numbers of arrests in the history of the agency of ICE. And July is tracking to even beat that. So we're hitting on all cylinders now. We're deportation maxing. Since we're fully funded, we're
deportation maxing. Hey, cool kids, we're cool too. Our ideology is trendy right now. We are popular. Our ideas are popular. We're not old fogies. We're not fucking imperialist cunts. We're popular, actually. No, you're not. And it takes more people grabbing the microphone and speaking truth to fucking power directly in their motherfucking face to get the message out. And it needs to happen more. So folks, that was that segment. Fascist watch and fuck the police watch, which unfortunately is a weekly segment because it happens every goddamn fucking week. But we're going to change the tune. We're going to have some fun. We're bringing in Kristina. Kristina, whose show I commandeered because she couldn't make it. So I was like, hey, I'm home. Fuck it, I'm working. Let me jump on and do my hour first so I can have her on for my hour and we can talk a little comic books. Kristina, what's going on? How are you?
Nothing much. I've been taking care of a freaking puppy mill for the last 2 weeks and it's draining me.
Oh. I hope it's not a real puppy mill.
I mean, she's a legitimate dog breeder, but like she has like 3 litters right now. And it's like, can you just do 1 litter at a time, make sure all the dogs are sold first? But whatever, it's fine.
So first of all, shout out, you were on Leftist Mafia. Was it last week, the week before? That was great.
Like that. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
It was fun. I was like, do we have to watch Trump? I'm bored. I'm like,
that was the night of the speech.
Yeah.
Right.
That speech was boring. He's so boring.
He doesn't have it anymore.
I was like, that was a good yawn. That was a good fake yawn. But
Kristina, it's been San Diego Comic-Con happened. A lot of announcements. Yeah. Am I frozen or are you frozen?
What?
Did my computer crash or did you crash?
No, mine's good.
I can't tell.
I got a sugar daddy who sent me a new computer, so I'm all in the clear.
Okay, you're good. You're back. Did you freeze or did I freeze?
I don't think you froze. I can't tell.
Okay, because my internet has been kind of spotty the last few days, so I'm worried.
Yeah, mine's good. I got right direct to the Ethernet thing. But you know what? You know what's interesting? You don't realize how much your internet needs to be upgraded when you have a very powerful computer.
Oh,
I noticed that. I was like, why my frames drop? This is a new computer. And everyone's like, well, I got 1 gig. And they're like, oh, you should go up to 2 gigs. That might help. And it did, surprisingly, with OBS and all that.
Okay. So maybe I need to upgrade the computer.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
I got a 5060 processor. That thing's been like great.
Yeah. Okay. Great. All right. We'll talk computer talk offline here. But have you seen the announcements coming out? What were you most excited?
Ryan Gosling, let's go.
Ryan Gosling, Ghost Rider. I know.
We're back.
That's a pretty crazy one.
I mean, that's been rumored for years because he's always like, if there's one role I want to do in the MCU is Ghost Rider.
Has he really?
Yep. That's the one. He's like Channing Tatum with Gambit. Like that's the one. He's like, that's the one for me. You know.
But is it because he's like he was in that driving movie? What was it called?
Yeah.
What was it called? Was it called Driver? Is that
I
what it's
don't know.
called?
I know he did Blade Runner. You know, he done a few other films, but like, yeah, this is a perfect fit for him. I'm kind of hoping maybe they'll bring Nicolas Cage as Spotter Noir and have them do a class. But also, have you seen the "I'm Just Ken" jokes with Shang-Chi?
Yes.
Like, quick, they gotta distract Doom, and I'm like, oh, they have them together.
Ghost Rider
like,
and Shang-Chi. Now, the only thing that gave me pause is Sean Levy.
Yeah,
and Sean Levy, if you're not familiar,
he's working with Ryan Reynolds a lot.
Yes. First of all, folks, this is the space. This is how fast we can change topics on a dime. We're talking about fucking police killings, and then we switch to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
You never know what happens on the space, folks. Sean Levy, whose face looks like he's
getting plastic surgery done. He's definitely getting them fillers.
Just a touch.
Yeah.
Where's his biography? No, not biography. Where's your filmography? Here,
credits. Yeah.
Does a lot of Ryan Reynolds stuff. Free Guy is the one I knew.
I liked Free Guy. That was pretty cute. It's cute.
I haven't watched it because I'm like, I've seen Ready Player One. I've seen Gamer. Remember Gamer with Gerard?
Yeah, but this one's actually better because it does take the NPC thing into consideration and all that.
Okay.
Like, there's purpose in that movie. You know,
I thought Gamer was pretty. Gamer was like a 2010 or some shit, and very like early on with the like online multiplayer. Oh, what if it was real people?
Yeah, I like Deadpool Wolverine because it was fun. It's fun
Deadpool
to have
Wolverine
those
was
two work together.
He also produced Arrival. I did not know. Produced Backrooms.
Oh, we're in the back rooms.
He did a lot of producing, but director. Stranger Things, Deadpool Wolverine was kind of fun, but I think it was mostly Ryan Reynolds and fucking Hugh Jackman making it fun.
Yeah.
Adam Project, I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's another
Ryan Reynolds again.
Movie. I think that was just a Netflix exclusive.
Night of the Museum, Secret of the Tomb.
Oh wow, that's the one with is that the one with Dan Stevens in it? Yeah, that's the one with him. That's a lot. This is Where I Leave You. That's not a the intern. Oh, he directed Robert De Niro, The Internship, or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, this is when
Anne Hathaway, right?
It's was it 2013? Oh,
no, that's a different movie.
We got to make fun of like WeWork spaces and like Google and the way that old people are coming back to the workforce because the economy fucking crashed.
Yeah, you know what's weird too is that I feel like as long as he has a competent screenwriter, I feel like the Ghost Rider movie could be good.
It could be good. I am like, this is definitely gonna be like kid-friendly Ghost Rider, which is interesting because the Nick
Cage one.
What?
My dad loved the Nick Cage one.
The Nick Cage one is fantastic. It's fun. The second one, Spirit of Vengeance, that one fucking rules.
Yeah.
I will never forget. Let me see. Ghost Rider Piss. I think this was just in the trailer, but they did this image of Ghost Rider taking a piss. Hang on, let me gif. with the fire. Like, this is hilarious. And I need more of this.
Yeah.
I want this to be in the new movie. If this isn't in the movie,
I think honestly he's like the type of guy who doesn't give a fuck. So like that should be interesting. A good concept for his Ghost Rider.
that could be fun. It could be fun. Look, I love Ghost Rider is a very complicated character with crazy history and whatever, but simplify it. Simplify it. Do basically the Nick Cage one. You could also have Nick Cage show up because Secret Wars presumably is going to have every fucking cameo you could possibly imagine.
And we'll probably figure out why Thor was crying, you know? I like the color of the Deadpool suit was Jean Grey. Also, she is in the Spider-Man movie. That is Sadie Sink because they dead ass spoiled it. I'm like, I'm seeing it Thursday at 1 o'clock. They got all day screenings for it in my theater.
I'm going to see it on Friday. Did they really spoil it? I thought they were still like being cagey.
On the red carpet, I think Valkyrie spoiled it, and I'm like, girl.
Tessa Thompson? Uh-oh, she's gonna get a call from the Marvel Assassins.
You're never attending a premiere again.
You're never gonna be in public again.
Yeah, but like, you knew that she's a redhead. Who else is a popular redhead? We already got MJ. You know, we don't need another Mary Jane. You know.
I mean, it was actually, I remember the early rumors were like, oh, actually, she's Mary Jane, and Zendaya's like someone else.
Yeah,
but
yeah, they don't call her MJ for nothing. She's just a stand-in because how many Mary Janes do we need? It's like Aunt May said the line. You know what that means? She's gonna die. You know.
Or she's going to be Gwen Stacy. I don't know. There's a whole bunch. But this is the Jean Deadpool outfit that Ryan Reynolds was wearing. He made it because Canadian tuxedo. I'm a Canadian.
He walked around and people didn't realize it was him. They thought it was just another Deadpool cosplayer. And I'm like, come on, man.
I mean, that's the greatest part about being at Comic-Con in a full mask is you can be a big celebrity.
And you know the golden rule, right, of Comic-Cons, only Deadpool and Spider-Man or cosplayers are allowed to do whatever the fuck they want within legal bounds.
True. Yes. I have been to many a New York Comic-Con. When you move back here, we're going together. And we're going to see the conga lines of Spider-Man.
Yeah, conga line, circle, like, you know, everyone's going to be doing Thriller, everyone's going to be doing, you know, the Macarena and all that. I tried getting one at my custom one. I'm like, come on, guys. What the
we also got the announcement of the new Black Panther.
Good genetic casting choice. He actually looks like he could be Lupita and Chadwick's, son.
Yeah, this is, what's his name? Daniel Johnson?
I'm so glad.
Yeah, David Johnson.
I'm so glad that it's like not Shuri anymore, but it's like, oh, it's the son. You know, because everyone's like, how the hell are they going to do this without Chadwick? I'm like, hello, his son?
Well, yeah, they threw that into Wakanda Forever specifically so they could age him up and have a new Black Panther, which I've been a fan of. Let me see if I can bring him up. E-Man Reviews. I don't know if you know this dude. Should try to get him on the show, but E-Man, am I frozen?
No, you're not frozen.
Because this is a telltale sign that my internet's about to go out. That YouTube's not coming up. But E-Man Reviews, he's been campaigning for recasting. And his argument, I agree with. Batman has been recast, Superman's been recast, Spider-Man's been recast. Because it's doing that, recasting kind of implies this character is bigger than any actor. This character is part of American myth and can be played forever. If you tie it to one actor, then it's that actor's character, that actor's role.
Well, some people are just born to play certain roles. My only thing is when it comes to recasting, is it a child? Is it a relative? Because unless it's comic accurate, then yeah, that makes sense.
No,
in this universe, Chadwick Boseman is still going to be Black Panther. The OG.
argument was before Wakanda Forever came out, and it was like, no, they should just recast T'Challa. Like,
I was like,
you know, because they already did it. War Machine, Hulk, like you can do it. You can recast Hollywood. Yeah, exactly. Well, I like that movie, but him as an actor, yes, I understand. He is difficult.
Yeah. They had to figure out something because they had a whole plan with him when no one knew he was battling cancer. I didn't know for the whole entire decade his career happened. I mean, he played James Brown, he played Jackie Robinson, he was a lawyer.
So
he was Thurgood Marshall. He did all this while battling cancer.
Amazing. I mean, amazing actor, phenomenal. But again, Black Panther, like there should be somebody else eventually is going to play Jackie Robinson in another movie. Somebody else is going to play Black Panther. Why not just do it now?
Yeah,
and again, it was sudden. Nobody knew.
Setup is to have his son take over.
But yes, now after Wakanda Forever came out, and clearly they have a plan. Here's the plan. Here's the new actor. He was an alien Romulus. This dude, and he was really great in that movie. I just watched yesterday The Long Walk. Have you seen The Long Walk?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that I did not like it.
It was such a long walk to the end of the movie.
It was just, you know what it was? I described it perfectly on Twitter. I was like, this is Shawshank. It's Stephen King book. All right, folks, Long Walk. Stephen King short story. So it's Shawshank Redemption, Stand By Me, and like Saving Private Ryan. In that, it's a bunch of dudes talking about their feelings for the whole movie. It's a slurry of that spread across a very thin layer of like The Walking Dead or some kind of post-apocalyptic, like Hunger Games or some shit. It was so cheesy. The dialogue was so rough.
It was giving what was that one that what was it, the Streetwalkers, or what was the one about the cats that Stephen King did? I forgot what it was called.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
The incestuous mother-son thing. Was it
Cat's Eye? Is it Cat's
Not
Eye?
that one. Sleepwalkers. There you go. That's that one was bad.
Okay, I have not seen this one.
It's bad. It's basically
He does a lot of incest.
Cat duo. They suck the life force of virgins to stay alive. You know that whole chest.
Very Stephen King. Very Stephen King.
He literally is in a camera. He's like, I'm not gonna be blamed for this, and I'm like, well. He put like a sheriff, like, I'm not gonna be blamed for this, and I'm like, well, you know what?
Dude, The Long Walk.
Also, domestic cats are the heroes in this. They're their weakness.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, they're half cat, half human, and their weakness is actual full-blood cats.
Interesting. Also, Mark Hamill is in The Long Walk, and every time he's on screen, he's talking about ball sacks, and I thought that was
Also,
funny.
Mark Hamill was in Sleepwalkers, I think, as well. I was like, what the hell?
Really?
He's done a
That
few
makes sense.
Stephen King collabs as well, so that's great.
We also got some more information, or another trailer rather, for Green Lantern, the Lanterns TV show that I'm very excited about. It looks good. I'm hoping for it. I got my fingers crossed, and I'm knocking wood.
And Clayface.
Let me get my lantern hat on. And we got some more Clayface footage. Looks spooky, looks scary, looks creepy.
The body horror. I'm excited. If everyone's like, "Oh, is this like the Robert I'm like, no, this is not the Matt Reeves verse. This is actually James Gunn.
Still have my fingers crossed that they just bite the bullet and go, fuck it. It's in the DC universe. Pattinson's the Batman. That's what we're doing. That's the guy. I don't want two separate Batman franchises. That's stupid, and it muddies the fucking water.
Yeah, it's just Matt Reeves. This is taking, and you know him. He's very much like due diligent, taking forever. And I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna be 40 by the time that movie comes out.
And
it's fine.
I'm gonna need James Gunn to step a little bit away from the camera and a little bit more towards a fucking whiteboard with a plan on it.
Yeah,
make a plan.
Sitting Matt Reeves down, be like, look, there's no way we can find a good Batman, so let's just bring let Pattinson be our Batman.
Pattinson, you can have as much money as you fucking want. You can have all the fucking money. Fucking Matt Reeves, you can have all the fucking money. Your Batman's our Batman. Let's just integrate it.
Yeah,
just integrate it. You can even you could do a George Lucas and go into the end of the Batman movie, and when he's looking up to the sky after they get everybody out of the amphitheater because the city's flooded, you see Superman floating there in the sun. Oh, he was there. He was helping out.
Yeah, because people forget that Gotham and Metropolis are they're two completely different like cities. Like again, like that's why I say Clayface looks like a Matt Reeves looking aesthetically produced movie. So it would make sense just to be like I like that James Gunn doesn't want everything to have the same tone, like Zack Snyder did with his movies.
Yes. Batman, I read comics. The Batman comics are darker than The Superman comics.
Yeah, Superman's all hopeful and
or the
bright
Young
and
Justice,
colorful.
or the Teen Titans, or the Green Lanterns, or the Flash. They all have different tones.
Yeah.
It's only when they're together in a Justice League book, then it's the tone of the Justice League book.
Yeah.
It's all right. You can have dark shit. You can have fucking Swamp Thing and Constantine hanging out with Wonder Woman, as they did with Justice League Dark. Remember when they were going to make that movie?
Yeah.
With the Snyderverse?
Well,
So what
also
else
speaking of James Cameron, tonight on Moon Knight Extravaganza, we're talking about Titanic, a little indie film he created. I've heard it was a blockbuster and Oscar-winning success. I don't know, but I've seen it. Conan never had until this weekend, and all of us were like, "You're almost 50."
You made him watch it. You
What are you
finally made Conan watch it. I remember when we were talking about Supergirl, you mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it
It was
because I know
finally
everything about
happening.
Titanic, the movie, the ship, the lore, everything. And even Conan, Forrest is like really getting deep into it. I always recommend Lindsay Ellis's video about Titanic. Is Titanic good? Yes, it is.
Oh,
But I still
love
don't
Lindsay
understand James Cameron's obsession with Avatar films. I'm like, dude, focus on another ship film. I don't know.
For him, I here's my thing. I think Cameron is hyper focused on the technology of like going down to the Titanic, and everything around that is like, well, I gotta pay for this somehow. I guess I'll make a movie franchise for
Yeah,
Disney.
his whole thing. He only reluctantly became a film director to fund his sea exploration dream.
Yeah.
So it's like, the Terminator films, Aliens paid for him to go down the Mariana Trench, which, by the way, the deepest depths of the ocean is the Mariana Trench, which, by the way, I would trust to go down to the depths of the ocean with James Cameron because I know I'm not going to implode. He was exploring the Titanic on 9/11. He didn't know 9/11 was unfolding until Bill
That's
Paxton was
crazy.
like, "Hey, Jim, we're under attack."
Get up here. Why was it Bill Paxton on the phone? Were they like hanging out?
They're
Going
friends.
down?
He's been in a lot of movies like Titanic and
But
Aliens
like,
and so like he wanted
But-
Bill
but-
Paxton
so,
to
like-
explore the Titanic with him, and he was like,
really?
I'm worried I'm gonna like die down here, and everyone's like,
So he was up on the
Here we go.
boat while Jim was like, "Yeah, I'll show you how safe it is. I'll go down for a little bit," and then he comes back up, and Paxton's like, "Dude, Al Qaeda destroyed the world."
Yeah, exactly. That's
Holy
exactly. There's
shit,
video of it too. There's video of him saying, "Jim, I don't know. You probably don't know this because there's no cell reception. But we're under attack."
That's
we're-
crazy.
Yeah, and also to when that Titan thing imploded, guess who was the first person to be asked a bunch of questions about James Cameron?
Oh yeah, of course.
He's like, it probably imploded because of cycle fatigue, because carbon fiber is not a good and of course, guess what happened? Everything he said was right. And I was like, this is why I will go down to the Titanic with James Cameron.
Right. That's so fucking crazy. I did not know that. That's
Yep.
where he was. Everyone has a "Where were you on 9/11" story. I didn't
Yeah,
know
dude.
James Cameron's was so fucking James Cameron.
Yeah, I'm like typical. I was in school. My mom was folding rags.
Yeah.
Before. They didn't even go to my mom. My mom was like, we can't even go to work today. Everyone's home, probably freaking out.
Yeah, dude.
Did you see about how some 9/11 families don't want Mom Donnie showing up? And I'm like, look,
Yes.
Trump shows up and he said he bragged about how tall his building was. Also, Zionist Jews were interviewed in New York City as everything was unfolding, and they were like, well, this could be a good thing because now they know, Americans know what we go through. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And I remember hearing about that around 2023 when the genocide began.
yeah, I'm like,
around October
okay, you
10th.
know what? Mom Donnie's never said anything bad
Yeah.
about 9/11.
And this is goes into the whole thing of like, no, you don't care about civilians. The Hannibal Directive. You don't give a shit about the fucking hostages that were taken.
That's
You're
why
just
I had to justify Hassan. Like, for those who don't know, I was part of a video about Hassan Piker fans. That's now on his YouTube channel. You can see me justify his
Yes.
9/11 comment.
yes, that was a great video. Who was it by? Who was the guy's name again?
Stephen Alsark?
Steve Arsock.
A-S.
A-S. Arsock.
He's like, who are Hassan
Oh,
Piker
there it
fans?
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so folks, check out because he did a Inside the Mind of Asmongold,
and that was a fucking. He's like, oh, these people are weird.
And then he was like, well, let's see the other side. Who watches Hassan Piker?
They should interview Destiny fans.
You were featured. They absolutely should, and H3 fans.
Yeah,
because like who like I want a cross section of who used to watch Ethan Klein and who stopped, and who used to watch Ethan Klein and kept and stayed, and who didn't watch Ethan Klein but jumped on because of the anti-Hassan. Like those are three
there's a lot of
fan bases, and I want some investigation into
some
that.
people were like, I went to Hassan in the divorce of Leftovers. I'm like, cool,
right,
cool.
Right. So very interesting stuff coming out of Comic-Con. I'm excited
for Spider-Man.
You're excited. Spider-Man this week. I'm hyped. I got my fingers crossed, knocking wood, that we get some kind of a grounded Spider-Man.
No more high school Peter Parker. Finally. Everything, and also too, no more origin stories. Like Tobey Maguire had the origin story. Andrew Garfield, but Tom Holland's like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. I got bit by a spider. No big deal. Whatever. Like, I'm like, good. We don't have to start. Like, how many times do we have to see him get bit, discover he has powers, practice his powers, and also too, I think in this movie he actually discovers he can produce web fluid, because remember in the last one, Tobey Maguire, he's the only one who produces it naturally from his body, and they're like, I can't do that. Even Andrew Garfield couldn't do that.
Yeah. So. You know why? Do you know why?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell the audience.
Yep.
So they made in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, they made him have organic web shooters because they thought it would be easier. How about, because people can't wrap their heads around, he separately from getting spider powers to jump higher and lift things.
Yeah, if you have all those spider powers, why not produce the fluid?
He also separately is a genius and created spider web fluid so he could swing with webs and stuff. So they were just like, wrap it all into, like, why one power? He has to do it separately. Just wrap it all together. It'll be easier. Then in the comic books, because they thought we need the comic books to align with the movies, because if people rush from the theater because they're so hyped up on Spider-Man and they run into a comic book store to buy the latest issue of Spider-Man and he's got web shooters, they'll be so confused and angry they'll throw the comic down in disgust and won't buy comics anymore. As if people were rushing to comic book stores anyway right out of a movie theater. They are not. So we need to make the comic book Spider-Man have organic web. So there was a whole storyline that involved him metamorphosizing and gaining organic webbing so he would match the movie. They've since abandoned that in the comics, and rightly so. And then now in the movies, they're like, well, we're going to adapt that storyline that was only made to ingratiate people who had seen the Tobey Maguire. There's this weird snake eating its own tail situation happening here with this movie. And, I'm interested to see how they do it with Tom Holland. If we can get like more, I want this to be a fucking Spider-Man movie and not a preamble to Doomsday movie. But I know
I don't think he's in Doomsday.
What? Really?
No, that's what I was like, huh? Okay. I mean, he's going
to be in Secret Wars.
No one remembers who he is, though. So that's the thing. So I don't think anyone.
But they remember Spider-Man. They just don't remember Peter Parker.
Yeah. So it's like.
So they know Spider-Man helped them defeat Thanos. Yeah. But they don't know how to get in touch with him.
Yeah, because he's kind of on his own now. Because he's
so maybe he won't be in Doomsday.
This is a sad boy movie. Okay, this is like a sad girl era film.
And I want him to be. He needs Spider-Man is a sad boy.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Now we don't have to only make him sad. That's also a problem that comic Spider-Man writers.
He's a grown-up
adult. Exactly. Yes, Spider-Man writers always want him to be in high school. Always want him to be depressed because that's how they remember Spider-Man and they want to tell their story. And I'm like, let him be happy. Let him be fucking married to Mary Jane. Everybody wants that. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Also, we finally got to actually see real photos, not AI generated, of Tom Holland and Zendaya's wedding. Finally, 2 photos.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Cool. Also, everyone's like, when did they fall in love? I'm like, she knew he was the one during the lip sync battle. I saw a woman in love. that video, I'm like, hell yeah.
Umbrella. Oh, that's a great one.
I'm like, that's when she knew. She was like, oh yeah. This guy also, he's gonna be Fred Astaire, which I'm like, okay, and not okay, biopics, bleh.
For real?
But like, Fred Astaire's estate has like a clause where it's like, no biopics, please. You cannot do a biopic about. I mean, everyone's like, can Tom Holland dance? And I'm like, Billy Elliot in the West End, he studied ballet since he was able to walk. You don't think he can dance? Where have some of you people been for the last like
fucking
10 years?
You ain't kidding. Breaking news here. Kristina
Yeah.
always with the breaking news.
Yeah.
Tom Holland vows no body doubles in upcoming Fred Astaire biopic.
I mean, Fred Astaire moved like on air, very graceful. That's where Michael Jackson got a lot of his moves from. Even Fred Astaire was like, yo, that Motown performance was great. And he was like, I wanted to be on my toes longer though. He's like, but you did great, kid. Hey, Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly are praising your dancing. I feel like you could cut yourself some slack and don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah, but that is kind of fucked if they're like, yeah, we wish you wouldn't. And he's like, I can't wait to be Fred Astaire. It's like,
because the estate would have done like a Michael movie where it's like an estate approved picture, but they know, I mean, because there's Fred Astaire, there's also Ginger Rogers. It's gonna be interesting. I mean,
it'll be interesting. It'll be
with the biopic industrial complex. I did see the
for
trailer for the Rocky the Sylvester Stallone biopic about how he made
God.
Rocky.
That again, snake eating its own tail. Let's make a movie about Sly making the movie that he's famous for. So we can
here's the thing, though.
put the
That's a
shots
good
of him
idea.
running in the
People
trailer.
forget he wrote the screenplay. He kept getting rejected in Hollywood, and he's like, well,
I know,
let me do
but
my own
like,
thing.
Rocky is an underdog movie. Now we're making an underdog movie about making an underdog movie.
Hey, here's the thing, though. Like, a lot of people don't understand how that movie was made. So it's like, that's a good thing.
Yes.
I just don't like a whole verse to death. Like, if you're going to do biopics, maybe have the, like, if it's a musical, have the songs tell the story like Rocket Man. Do a certain time period like Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska era where he was kind of sad, or just do like, oh, how did this guy do this one thing in his life? Like, that's fine. But if you're doing like multi-generational storytelling, or is it going to be a two-parter like Michael? It's like, ugh, man.
Yeah.
You
know what, Kristina, can you vamp for a minute while I hit the bathroom real quick?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let me.
Yeah, exactly. I got you. Yeah, Stallone is MAGA, but like at the same time, it's like, I sometimes people forget that he actually did write the Rocky screenplay, and people, like he just came out of nowhere, which is true. I mean, also I think he got his start in porn in the 70s, like doing other things, and the actors who don't do the sex stuff. I guess I don't know, but yeah. So that's funny. Yeah, that came from Deadpool, Deadpool 2, I think, with Cable as well. The X people, you're not X-Men, you're X people, So that was cute. Also, Dark Phoenix really sucked. I watched that movie in the theater. I was like, oh my god, there's only 3 other people in here. No one wants to see this. They're being a dead horse because they know Disney's about to buy out Fox, and I was like, oh, this is bad. This is so bad. Like, it's just nothing was consistent about the Dark Phoenix movie. Like, we already know why she became the Dark Phoenix. Why do we need her? Like, her powers just became more powerful. I don't understand the Dark Phoenix movie. I watched it. I was like, can this movie end already? This is really boring. This is very boring. Very, very boring. Yeah. So also, guys, Zora Mamdani's team reached out to me about doing press stuff. So I sent that thing to Alex because since he's based in New York City, he could able to go in person to these events. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that. Yes. Let's fingers crossed, knock wood, that I get to work.
They were like, yo, send it to your buddy Alex since he's
Yeah.
based in New York City. I'm like, yeah, I'll definitely do that.
But we're crossing fingers, we're knocking wood, we're not giving up our hopes.
Yeah.
But man, I really fucking hope I get to work with the Mamdani team. That would be fantastic.
Yep, you get to help cover his stuff and like when he does like press junkets and all that.
Yeah, but speaking of great candidates, I also wanted to have you on and talk
Israel
about
comes to me in my dreams. That's a good candidate.
exactly. I wanted to hear about how Israel comes to Haley Stevens in her dreams.
Her voice kept getting faker and faker as the debate went on, and also too, like it's been revealed that Abdul has like some properties in like India or whatever. I'm like, here's the thing though, he never said I'm a working class candidate. He's like, I am a privileged Muslim who became a doctor.
Yeah.
Here's how I use my privilege to do better. Like he never, like everyone's like, oh well, he meant out to be the socialist working. I'm like, he never said he was a socialist. He always said he was a capitalist. He was not endorsed by DSA because he knew he would have to apply, and they probably wouldn't, maybe give it to him. But like,
And
I'm
it
like, you
might
people
hurt.
are like are making shit up along the way.
Yeah, I mean, last night I'm watching the debate, and as soon as he said, I'm not a socialist, I'm a capitalist, I saw the whole chat go,
Oh, no.
I was flipping between you and Hassan. There was or Haley Stevens said, he's the only millionaire on this stage in this campaign. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a
So are you
millionaire.
with all the money you get from Israel?
Yeah, but my policies are actually going to help other people maybe become millionaires themselves, because it's not a crime to be a millionaire. It's when you get to the 100 millions, the billions.
It's what you do with your money is what
And what you do with your money.
Because you could be a class trader all you want.
Kristina, you and I, we eventually, this space takes off. We're working with Mamdani. We're working with candidates. We're getting stream money.
2028.
We become millionaires. What are we doing with our money?
I'm going to help solve world hunger. Unlike
We're
Elon
getting
Musk.
apartments for ourselves so
Yeah,
we can actually
we're gonna
live
be
on our own.
We're gonna be affordable landlords. We'll be like, oh, rent, okay, that's $400 a month, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, you still get okay. Well, you know
I've
what?
always had a dream as
We're
a
gonna
kid when I
subsidize
would
it.
make Legos. When I would make Legos as a kid, we build our house, and I would always make rooms for all my friends. Because I was like, if you don't have a house, then you come and live with me in my big ass house that I get from making Star Wars
I'm going
movies.
to buy Hearst Castle, move it to New York City, and that's going to be the space headquarters. Have you seen it? William Randolph Hearst's castle is insane. Also, the godfather of yellow journalism. He would be so proud what the Democrats are doing these days with these socialist candidates running.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, let's take a look at some of these clips from the debate. This is one
he makes when she's like, I'm not taking AIPAC money. He was like,
yeah, because AIPAC's hiding where they're putting the money.
They're
They keep
not
creating shell
directly
corporations.
Yeah, they're not doing like Israel ads. They're doing ads about like, oh, this white lady's good for the black community. This brown man who can definitely relate to being to bigotry that he suffered. Oh, he's not relatable at all. Like,
Right. And I mean, we remember this from Kat Abou-Ghazaleh's race in Illinois, the Women for Democracy PAC, or whatever it's called here.
Trying to save
It's just
democracy in that district.
AIPAC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is about, and Sandy would be proud of us. Shout out Blue Ocean Sandy, Environmental Coffee House, talking about fucking climate change, which goddamn should be part of everyone's goddamn platform. I'm surprised,
Especially
there's
Michigan,
a lot happening.
Capital of the country.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's a lot happening, but this is gonna affect everybody. So this needs to be part of Progressive Democrats' platform.
The wildfires from Canada deeply affected.
Oh, hold on, let me raise the volume here. Look at this plug-in I got.
Pop up the volume, dance.
Especially in Detroit. What environmental measures are you planning to decrease the dangers of air pollution?
I just want to speak specifically to your
Also,
question.
their audio sucks too.
We've already done.
Yes.
We put air quality monitors all over Wayne County so folks can get real-time information about the air that they're breathing. Took on some of the biggest corporate polluters in our state when I was in the city of Detroit. Took on Marathon Petroleum, the biggest polluter and the most polluted zip code in the state, forced them to invest their own money to reduce emissions when they had wanted to increase them. The truth of the matter is that these wildfires are happening more often because it's drier and hotter than it has been in the past. It's drier and hotter because we continue to rely on fossil fuels for our energy. We need to get to 100% renewable energy. And the only way we're going to do that is by taking the Chevrons and the Exxons of the world out of our politics. Now, guess whose campaign they supported? Well, if you guessed my Congresswoman colleague, you probably guessed right, because yes, they have both given to that campaign. So when you hear ideas of things that ought to be done, but they never actually get done, you should ask yourself why it doesn't get done. Well, because the people who sell oil in this country fund the politicians who make sure that they can keep selling oil.
I mean, again, it's annoying that this has to be like said and highlighted because it should just be common fucking sense.
Yeah,
but it's not.
I like the pollution monitors because like there's also the ones for electrical. Did you see that video from More Perfect Union about like how there was like a flicker of a blackout like on the 24th throughout most of the country because data center alley in Virginia used up a bunch of power for like a second because they're like, well, they're self-sufficient. I'm like, yeah, but when they have to switch over and reboot, they still depend on how much of our electricity grid. So that's the problem. And so this guy created this thing that like he's like, I noticed there was like a hiccup. And he created these devices that you plug into your your outlets that monitors how much electricity is being consumed throughout the country that you are depending on as well. So
Very
he's like, I noticed this thing. So that's like an air. It's like the air pollution monitor, but for like electricity, which I'm like, that's a smart idea.
That's very smart.
And data centers also cause a lot of pollution.
I hope the guy has bodyguards because they're definitely coming for him.
Yeah.
Because
like,
that
it's
is
crazy
genius
how
idea.
Everyone's like, well, the data. I'm like, here's the thing though. They're like, well, China's being their ass at AI data centers. I'm like, yeah, because they actually produce electricity for China. They're not using electricity. They found ways to use water without using all the water. They had the infrastructure. We're just building these without the proper channels, and we could have data, I guess, but the problem is they're not benefiting.
They're not benefiting anybody.
From us.
They're not benefiting anybody. It's for Musk. It's for the neo-monarchists. The new fucking word I just learned. Neo-fucking-monarchists. The fucking techno-monarchists.
Yeah.
They want their own fucking techno-feudalism. They want their own fucking states. They want to carve. You saw Alien Earth. They want to carve the world up into
Terminator. Look, Sarah Connor is trying to abolish data centers, and they thought she was crazy. And locked her up.
This part of the world is controlled by Elon Musk. This part of the world is controlled by Peter Thiel. This part of the world is controlled by Donald Trump. This part is controlled by fucking, I don't know, Bill Gates. That's what they want. They're borderless. They're globalists. That's what they are. They're the cabal. They're the evil cabal that they've been warning everybody else about. Every accusation is a fucking confession.
Yeah.
And I think what's going to win is anti-data center shit, anti-ICE shit, and pro-affordability. Like,
yeah, what's funny is that a lot of moderates are like, well, if you use terms like, defund the police and abolish ICE, Democrats don't win. I'm like, I'm going to stop you right there. 2020, defund the police was a big slogan. Who won in who the Democrats? Abolish ICE. The year after Trump won, a Democrat surprisingly won on an odd midterm year. I'm like, believe it or not, when these slogans really pop off is when Democrats win.
Yeah, because it's like something's actually going to get done.
On TikTok, and he does really good political analysis.
Sorry, who do you follow?
Southpaw Politics.
Oh yeah.
He's really smart. He's
work.
Really good. Like he does he explains like why Mallory McMorrow didn't do well compared to Haley Stevens and Abdul. It's because like she was doing the fence sitting. Like she was
trying to be in between.
But I'm doing the complete opposite. The private and public type of position, or like just the wishy-washy fence sitting that moderates are known for doing.
Haley Stevens is out and out. I'm a centrist. Abdul is I'm out and out a progressive. Mallory's like, hey, why can't we kind of meet in the middle here and let's do a little dance with my big cardboard face? It's not gonna work.
Let's do this.
You need strong statements like this against ICE.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's also voted to raise ICE funding 4 times. That's the part that you didn't hear. 4 times voted to raise ICE funding. Voted to thank ICE, in fact. So this is the same kind of DC hypocrisy, I hate to say it, that we often see. Say one thing in front of a camera, do another thing. I said that we need to abolish ICE. ICE is not about immigration. ICE is not about the southern border. We can have a safe and secure southern border. We can also enforce immigration policy. But ICE is not about that. ICE is about normalizing paramilitary force on our streets. And I just want to push back on the idea that it's calmed down. I mean, I was just in Genesee County this weekend, and you had raids in Saginaw. People are scared to death. And we've got a congresswoman who tells you that she's against ICE, has voted to raise ICE funding, voted to thank ICE, called the people who work in ICE, I don't know, very fine public servants and other things when she went and visited herself. So I'm just saying that I do the thing that I say I'm going to do. I don't think ICE needs to exist. For the better part of our country's history, we did not have an ICE. And I think we can do a much better job when it comes to immigration without one. And here's the last thing I just want to say about this. When it comes to the question of immigration, we need Democrats who are going to stand up and actually talk about the great good that immigration has done for our country in the first place. The idea that somehow we can't say abolish ICE because we're so afraid of what they're going to say when we've seen ICE terrorize people in our streets, to me, is exactly the kind of cowardice that we don't need from Democrats. So yeah, I'm going to take the bullhorn and I'm going to say that I think we need to abolish ICE because I am not afraid of what they're going to say about me. Well,
and that part about, first of all, great answer. But I think that piece about Democrats need to talk about the positives of immigration. You need a different message. You don't need to just shrink and run away from the attacks. Oh, they're calling us open borders. They're calling us defund the police. No, you say, here's why we should defund the police, motherfucker. Here's why we should have fucking more immigration, motherfucker. Makes the country
Alex,
better.
it should be a nicer slogan, like allocating resources from the police to social work. That's not catchy though. But you get to explain what the slogan means.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to attack me by saying defund the police? Well, I'm going to explain to you exactly what we should do. We should have community policing. People who live in the community should police that community. It should not be from people from outside the community coming in who don't know the goings on, don't know that Hector down the street has a seizure problem. So if you ask him to move his car, he's going to need a little assistance. He's going to need a little more time. You shouldn't fucking handcuff him and shoot him in the back of the fucking head because he didn't comply right away. This is the kind of fucking messaging we need.
Yeah. And that's why, you know, the DNC is in, what, $18 million in debt while the RNC has a surplus? They put their HQ up for collateral. And my mom was like, that's not, my mom was like, I don't know shit about that, but that's not good when you put up like your actual like base for like collateral damage because you can lose that.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually found a picture.
And did you see that the DNC lost an additional $30,000 because they fell for a scammer claiming to be Ken Martin?
Did they really? That's fucking
hilarious. It was breaking today, and I was like, and then Ford's like, hey, it's me, Ken Martin, and I got Jamie Harrison with me. I need $30,000. And I was like,
yes, status bar. We need to defund billionaires, and also welcome to the stream.
Yes, my fellow Palestinian chatter.
Oh hell yeah! Welcome, welcome. Yeah. I've just found a picture of the DNC headquarters.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, that's what it's going to look like pretty soon.
That's what it's going to look like. But yeah, man.
Like, what are they going to do? Satellite bases? Like, what's going to happen? It's going to be like yellow, like Limestone University or whatever. Like.
So yeah, the great answer on ICE.
And the moderator for that debate was really good too. Like it was like,
to the moderator in a second.
Brown. I'm like, it don't matter what his race is. Like I'm like, local news moderators do a better job than like the CBS, ABC, CNN.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely 1000%. The narrative coming out, explicitly or implicitly, is going to be two brown guys ganged up on the white woman.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be. It's going to be this shit that Elon's been saying about the UK. Oh, fucking rape gangs running around. They're all brown Muslims.
Was like, I live here. You haven't been here for how many years? You don't know what the fuck's going on, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We went through that whole shit. But yeah, no. And that piece where he said, you know, Haley Stevens voted to thank ICE. Like, forget even voting to fund them, which is bad enough.
You're thanking ICE for murdering innocent people?
Saying they're very fine people or whatever. And I'm like, ooh, that's good because liberals remember the very fine people from Charlottesville comment from Trump.
Yeah, and then the very fine people who murdered Renee Good and Alex Preddy and, you know, the men who got murdered, you know, in Maine.
Very recently, yeah.
That's who you're calling very fine people. You're justifying those murders.
And then here's his answer on the genocide going on.
The difference between us is $46 million of AIPAC spending. They've set a record in this race to help elect my opponent because they know that she'll be a reliable vote, just like she took last week to send your tax dollars to a foreign government that is aiding, arming, and abetting the very people who want to foreclose on the possibility of Palestinian self-determination. Look, at the end of the day, my job is to take care of you here. I want to be your U.S. Senator. I want your tax dollars spent in Michigan to provide schools in Michigan, to build healthcare in Michigan, to build roads in Michigan. And I think that money sent over there to kill kids and women is the worst use of our tax dollars. And yet, that's exactly what $46 million in spending will buy you. And I believe deeply that we have a responsibility to make sure that we don't make other people's problems worse. So I believe in equal rights to peace.
Yeah. Also, too, like, and I saw this one guy who did like a little segment on the Daily Show.
To fight in the first place. And I believe we have a responsibility to keep.
Oh, did I freeze?
Yeah, you froze. There you go.
Did I freeze? Or did Kristina freeze? Are
Yeah,
we
you
okay?
froze.
Uh-oh.
And you're still freezing. Don't we love when things happen? Haha. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people understand that most Arabs are actually Christians in the United States. I saw a few people, one guy on the Daily Show explain that. Yeah, I think Alex is completely frozen at this point. Oh, hello. It's just me. Hi. Well, it looks like Kristina's corner is taken over for now. But yeah, I was watching a segment from the Daily Show that this one guy who is Muslim, he was explaining like pigs are kryptonite because, you know, the thing with pork. Also, most Arabs are Christians. And, you know, if liberals are going to talk smack about, you know, Michigan, the Arab population, then they're no different from conservatives who shit on the Somali population in Minnesota. So there's that. So that's just how I feel. But also too, if you guys saw Abdul's grandparents, they did an ad. I forget Abdul's grandparents, I think, are white. I think his mother's white and his father's Egyptian. But like they did like a yeah, he did. Let me see if I can find. I'm sure I can take over. And let me find the one ad. If I can about with his grandparents. If I can. Am I logged on TikTok on my thing? I hope so. See, this is the problem when you don't have any idea what you're doing. Okay, Alex is on the way back. Cool, awesome. Not now. I don't want to recharge. Okay, let's see. Let me look up. Where's the search? Abdul El Sayed. Okay, this is let's see. Here we go. Okay, that's not who I was looking for. Fuck. Where is the ad that features his grandparents? I'm trying to find the one about his grandparents because they're so adorable. Oh my god, there's so many ads here. Where is the grandparents ad?
The internet was freaking out.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the ad about his grandparents because it's cute and wholesome. Here we go.
Oh yeah, throw it up.
Okay, here we go.
Sorry, folks. He was doing great on the genocide question. That's
Okay,
the
here we
point.
go. All right, found it. Okay, Here we go. This is so cute and wholesome. I love it. Is this all full volume? Here we go.
There we go.
This is again. His grandparents are adorable.
Thanks for holding it down while my computer freaked out.
Where Sayed he come from?
Here.
Where his grandparents?
Who helped raise him.
He became a doctor.
He always wanted to help people.
He got all those kids glasses.
Eliminated medical debt.
Poof.
He buys us groceries every week. He knows what things cost.
Now he's running around with Bernie Sanders trying to change politics.
We love him, and so will you.
Too much. I'm Abdul El Sayed, and I approve the heck out of this message.
Language. Where?
Cute. Again, but that's so cute. His grandparents, they did the Fox News thing. Where does he come from? Well, we're his grandparents. We're going to tell him. That's how you hook them. That's how you hook the Fox News audience.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely adorable. And you know, speaking of that,
he helped kids get glasses one time.
He helped kids get glasses.
Yeah, he
like
basically
this is
kind of helped. Like the whole thing, like he's not a real doctor nonsense. I'm like, okay, first of all, he could just spoof off his degree to get a private practice, but like he's so capable of doing all that. He just chose not to. You're the same people who argued against conservatives who said Jill Biden was not a real doctor because she just has her doctorate. That doesn't mean anything. Well, look who also has all those same degrees.
No. They only
doctor.
respect real doctors like Dr. Jordan Peterson and Dr. Brett Weinstein. They really respect white doctors who agree with them. The end. Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz. But here is the moderator clarifying the weird
Ogre
smear.
comment. Like, we've been calling John Fetterman an ogre for how long?
We've
now?
been
You know,
calling
it's like,
John Fetterman an
I'll be
ogre.
like, you're not ogre. You're more of a gremlin.
So they were. That's fantastic. So there was I guess some kind of call or something where someone made a comment about we don't need another ogre in Congress about John Fetterman, and Haley Stevens' team is like trying to make it seem like they were talking about her because they're going with this whole he's a misogynist, he's a Bernie bro, he hates women angle, which is not working.
Can I go on a little tangent about this whole like
Please.
identity politics nonsense?
Yes.
Democrats need to stop accusing male candidates of sexism for having the nerve to run against a woman, regardless of skin color, regardless. It's getting annoying now. It's getting so annoying.
Well, racism.
Yeah, like
Jasmine Crockett and
Oh,
Tallarico.
the Muslims running against the black guy. That's where I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? The only racism I'm seeing is against some of the more darker skinned black candidates, like Cori Bush getting shit on.
Yeah. Who I am about to phone bank for in 13 minutes.
Yeah.
I joined DSA.
Her
You can
primary
too.
is the same day as Abdul's. I'm like, oh fuck. Because they haven't had a debate because Wesley Bell's a chicken. Listen,
Wesley
it's
Bell's a
Oliver
fucking
Larkin.
chicken.
If you're incumbent and you don't show up to your debate, you should be disqualified immediately from the race, and the person wins the primary.
There might be reasons because then
If you can't
because
show up,
if you implemented that rule and like AOC was kidnapped so that she couldn't get to the debate.
I'm just saying, like, if you're going to like an event.
I agree. I know what
Like
you
if
mean.
you're gonna go to like a donor event for your rich donors instead of like
Yeah,
debating
yeah.
against like a young progressive person.
Hell, I was talking, speaking of the Cat Abou-Ghazaleh race, I was talking with him about that when it was happening, and he was like, she didn't show up to this local event, like a candidate event, because I think she went on CNN that day. And I'm like, I don't know how much that matters. And you know what? It did end up mattering. It did make people feel like she's not about us. She's about upping her profile for a national whatever it is, and
That's
she's
why
not about
presidential
fighting for
candidates
us.
gotta go to the Iowa State Fair and get caught
Right.
caught in a weird photo, gagging on a corn dog, fried triple decker Oreo.
They don't do it because they love Iowa. They do it because they know they need to be on the
need your
ground with
vote.
the people. And yeah,
I'm
more on the ground with the people. That's gonna get clipped, Kristina.
I know. I'm relatable. Let me just shove this giant,
Or is that the plan?
fried Oreo, thing in my mouth, and that's story.
Or is that the plan? But yeah, the moderator fact checking this ogre claim in fucking real time was goddamn hilarious. Loved it.
You didn't call me an ogre.
No, again, for the record, it was Mr. Fetterman that was apparently called an ogre in the call, not you. However,
You didn't call me.
Love it. Like the smile, the force, like I'm trying to maintain this narrative and it's being debunked
And he's just like, I don't got
literally in front of me. She doesn't care. And go ahead.
It's getting to the point where it reminds me of after Benghazi happened. And Romney and Obama had like one of their more like we fucking hate each other. It was like the second debate where Obama was finally like awake, and I forgot what the moderator's name was, but she was like she was a woman, and he was like, well, why didn't he call it a terrorist attack? He called it a terrorist act, and she was like, he did say it was a terrorist attack, and he's like, oh, Candy, no, you can't be, no, and everyone's like, oh, did she assist Obama? I'm like,
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. And for years after that, Fox News was like, oh, she was in the bag for Obama. It's like, this is a basic fact check.
Yeah.
But they have alternative facts. In their world, their emails were the most evil thing that Hillary Clinton ever did. That Obama is a
not
secret
protecting
terrorist.
her husband from his victims. Okay.
I just saw a clip of Chris Rufo. I know you know Chris Rufo on Fox talking about Mamdani shares some ideology with the 9/11 attackers, as does most of the left now. That's their reality. That Islamic terrorists and are indeed socialists and communists, and they are trying to take over the country from the good white man.
Which is funny considering Al Qaeda fought the Soviets during the 80s when we trained, them to be CIA assets.
Oh, the lack of facts, like it shocks me. It shocks me.
They can do whatever they want. Yeah.
They do whatever the fuck they want. And again, they sold us these fucking phones. They sold us on
all
free
the you need
applications.
at your fingers, and it's AI slop.
It's AI slop. But before they completely replace everybody with AI, we still can talk to each other. And because we can talk to each other, we've been organizing and we've been fighting and we are fucking winning now. We can fucking still win. They can give us shovels and demand we dig their trenches for whatever fucking feudal plantation that we're on. But you know what we can also use those shovels for? Let me get my Luigi hat. We can also use those shovels to fight them. The hammer and sickle are a fucking symbol for a reason. It is the symbols of the workers. And Haley Stevens.
The memes. I mean, means of production.
The memes of production. And
Yeah,
Haley Stevens
Facebook, every
is not a
leftist
worker.
Facebook group that I'm a part of has been hijacked by right wingers. I'm like, this is the revenge for laugh reacting in their groups, I guess. I don't know.
And this is Haley Stevens in the
that
spin
poll
room
was insane. Like 95 to 5% in favor of Abdul. I was like, oh shit, maybe
Crazy.
that
It
poll
was
is-
a flash poll of like, who do you think win the election or win the debate? And it was 95% thought Abdul won the debate like right away. But this is Haley Stevens being asked the question afterwards, and I think this
About the
answer is
DTE
very
money?
revealing. Yeah, DTE. I don't know what DTE is. Do you know
It's
what
like
it is?
I think it's part of like Israeli lobby groups that are like,
Okay.
we're not APAC, but we'll
We're
you know.
something
And,
else. Okay.
and the thing is, people don't understand. Like, part of the reason why we don't want her to win is that she has no ground game. She just has a lot of money. She has no way to get people, no outreach. So
Right.
when she wins, all that APAC money is going to go because they're like, our work here is done. We don't care if Mike Roger wins, and we probably prefer it. And she's going to be shit out of luck because Abdul's people are not going to go to her to help her.
True. But let's take a look at her answer here.
Congresswoman, you said today you didn't take money from utilities, but you got checks from consumers in DTE a month before you entered the Senate race.
Yeah,
Can you
he asked
explain-
he asked specifically about the Senate race.
It
And
was
look,
transferred to your Senate committee, I believe.
Yeah, he just asked about my current campaign. Yeah, Sam,
Will
did you have something?
Will you take donations from consumers in DTE?
For me, she can't.
Look, I'm running.
Place in the Senate?
Look, I'm running to beat Mike Rogers, and you heard tonight my opponent, make all these wild accusations talking about how employee monies that come from corporations are the root of the problem. Except I'm leading the charge to take on DTE right now. I am leading the charge to say that you are screwing over your ratepayers, and I am going to strip your federal funds and force you to cut executive pay. I think that is damn good for the people of Michigan and what they need right now.
But will
Thank
take
you.
money
Thank you.
from
Thank
them?
you.
You're not answering.
Yeah.
You're not answering.
I'm trying to get to the United States Senate. Like, you can keep pushing me.
You didn't answer some
I have
questions.
no
It's
idea,
funny.
if we're going to be able to do these major reforms, but
That's the key right there. I have no idea if we're going to be able to do these major reforms.
Don't
I
you know?
don't plan on it. I don't plan on fighting for that. I don't plan on trying to stop money out of politics. When she says like, oh, this is employees' money that's being donated to me, like that's what it is. No, that's how you smear other people who get like, I remember there's progressive candidates running and they're like, oh, you're getting money from like Chevron. It's like, no, people who work at Chevron are using their own paycheck to donate.
Yeah, they use that against Bernie. It's like, oh, he's getting money for AT&T. I'm like, yeah, people who work like the customer service desk.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
You're not.
And she's
you know.
like, she's trying to make that argument, but no. It is not the receptionist at DTE. It is the board making the decisions of where their slush fund of money to donate to political candidates goes, and it's going to you because they know you're going to serve their fucking interests.
Yeah, exactly. And people don't understand that. And also too, her you could tell her accent's fake because the way she moves her mouth, her face muscles, like
And also
she's getting gosh, she sounds like Jennifer Coolidge.
she is starting to sound like Jennifer Coolidge.
This is bad.
It gets stronger and weaker depending on who she's talking to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I know it's like it was getting like more, during the debate. I'm like, is she really doing this right now?
Yeah. So that was a wild debate. It was, again, Abdul, I think, fucking walked away with it. Let's hope and pray that he wins, or y'all could join DSA and phone bank for him.
Yeah. You be amazed how my people think DSA is very irrational when it comes to. I'm like, no, there are people who are supporting. Again, they didn't endorse him. He didn't ask for their endorsement. He's still a capitalist, but a lot of people in DSA chapters are still volunteering for him because they understand. Like they always, unfortunately, some of the white DSAers who go on camera and say, yes, we want to abolish the Senate, we want to do this, we want to do that. I'm like, they're scaring you people on purpose because they know you're going to take the bait.
Yeah. Don't say that shit out loud. Don't say that shit out loud. Just fucking keep your head down and be a part of it, man. Like, again,
I'm like, you gotta, highlight some of the people of color in DSA because they're not the ones saying the hyperbolic shit. That,
no. You highlight Corey Bush. You highlight fucking Chris Rabb.
Lisa and all that. Like it's just so funny. Summer Lee, did you see them making fun of her makeup?
I will fucking go to war for Summer Lee. Get the fuck out of here.
That's who's gonna get rid of John Fetterman's ass in the Senate.
Hell yes, let's fucking do it. And also, Fetterman's like, I'm gonna leave the Democrats anyway. I'm gonna be a Republican. Go fuck yourself. Get ahead, Shrek. Get the fuck out of here. Kristina, thank you so much for joining me and for filling in when my internet shit the bed.
Yep. I'm very quick.
This great discussion of Abdul. Also, again, the space station on Thursdays, folks.
I gotta get on there. Business
panel
so
show. Absolutely, gotta see you on the space station. It's too many sausages in the kitchen there. All right, we needed some estrogen, some energy. I'm gonna talk to you again soon about more movie stuff. We definitely got to talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah, see you all in an hour for movie night. Talk about Titanic.
Movie night in an hour, and coming up next is Carlos, A Difficult Truth, with some real news. Take care, folks. I'm gonna go phone bang.